There are canyons and large open flat areas on the planet. There are also mountains and streams and trees and cities, but sometimes you just have to sit down and watch. Heavenly album covers. And here we are with Heavenly album covers, and we're trying to zip, and we are very successfully zipping through a bunch of albums really fast because we don't want to forget about them or lose them or have a bug or several bugs eat our albums, because sometimes bugs do eat albums. And so we are zipping through many albums today, right in a row, and making very short videos. And fortunately, we have lots of information about Freddie Martinez and his album Munequita de Canela, which means the cinnamon doll. And this album by Freddie Martinez and his orchestra came out in 1971. This is probably Freddie's second album. He released an album in 1970. This one came out in 71. Munequita de Canela was a fairly big hit. Freddie Martinez and his various bands do Tejano music, sometimes known as ranchero or Tex-Mex. And I personally handpicked this album out from many thousands of albums that I looked at yesterday at the OC record show, mostly because it's a very attractive album cover, but also there is this small toy doll right in the middle here that some members of the band are kind of looking at and holding. And this is Freddie Martinez here, and he's holding this very small cinnamon doll. The cinnamon doll was a very popular doll in the early 1970s. The Ideal company manufactured the cinnamon doll. I have no idea why this group and Freddie Martinez are kind of worshiping this little cinnamon doll, but it's a kind of a puzzling cover. All of these fellows are smiling. This guy in particular seems very fascinated by the cinnamon doll, and we'll look at the cinnamon doll a little closer in a second. Freddie Martinez is still alive. He's 82, and he's still around. He put out and has put out and possibly continues to put out many dozens of albums and singles. He's a very popular and well-known singer and performer, producer, songwriter. He's won several Grammy Awards and Latin Grammy Awards, so he's super well-known, super popular, really big figure in Tejano and Mexican music. And he even has his own record label that he started way back in 1971, or I think earlier, maybe in 69. He has a wonderful logo here that he uses on other releases. There's his name. The F and the Z are connected up here. This album is framed by a darker pink framing device and a very light pink behind that. This lettering, the title lettering down here, is very readable, and this had a big mark on it, so I took a nice piece of paint sample and cut it out and stuck it on here temporarily, but it matches pretty good. And I think there's like a big price number written in magic marker under here. And these fellows, the orchestra, let's zoom in. Freddie Martinez and his orchestra are very well dressed. They're wearing kind of hippie clothes, very contemporary 1970s clothing. This fellow has a fringe, like a vest on. This guy has a paisley shirt underneath a vest. They all look very young. Even Freddie Martinez looks like he's maybe a college kid or a teenager. And let's look at this doll here. And I'll pull the light down here. We've actually covered a lot of info already on Freddie Martinez, so there's not much else to say. And so let's just look at this, gaze at this, the wonder of this cover image. There's Freddie Martinez. He's cupping the cinnamon doll in his, that would be his left hand. He's kind of holding his hand to his heart. The cinnamon doll is very small, probably about a foot tall. This fellow here is just entranced by the cinnamon doll. He's actually the only person on the cover that is, his eyes are glued on the cinnamon doll. And let's look at the back cover real quick, so we don't want to make this a long episode. And there's the Freddie Records logo. There's a trumpet there, making some notes. And within those notes is the word records. So that's pretty slick there. And this was recorded in Corpus Christi, Texas. And the engineer is Jim West. The photo was by R&R Photography. The producer, of course, is Freddie Martinez. And Freddie Records at this time was out of Corpus Christi. Just very simple. There's some terse liner notes in Spanish. They talk about the album Munequita de Canela and the song, how it's a hit. And I'm not sure how the cinnamon doll relates to this whole concept. It's possible that in Mexico or Texas or both, the cinnamon doll was a big thing, a big hit. So I assume that the song is about long lost love, and Freddie loved the cinnamon doll, and the cinnamon doll was stolen or something. So this is Munequita de Canela by Freddie Martinez and his Hot Shot Orchestra hanging out with the cinnamon doll. And there's the Freddie Records logo again. Just beautiful, great logo. There were many other artists on Freddie Records also out of Corpus Christi, Texas. You can even see the phone number up here if you want to call Freddie. There's the phone number here. There's no area code, but maybe you can find the number and call Freddie.